Hello, and thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Today's episode is going to be titled, When is it okay to respond to negativity? It's a juicy subject because negativity seems to have this uncanny ability to find us, no matter where we are, whether in real life, online, or anywhere else. So, how do we handle it? When do we engage, and when do we just let it go? That's the core question I want to explore today. In my experience, this is a dilemma we all have to navigate in our own way. For me, it comes up quite a lot, especially as someone who creates content. Let me paint a picture. Sometimes I'll have this funny idea, a random joke, or a clever little quote that pops into my head, and I'll make a video about it. I'm thinking, this is lighthearted, just a bit of fun, but then the comments roll in. Most are positive, but then there's that one person who reads way too much into it. "Oh, you seem so bitter," they'll say, or "Why are you so angry?" And I'm over here like, "What? I'm actually having a great day." It's wild how people can completely miss your vibe. Humor is subjective, I get that, but it still catches me off guard. There's this line I find myself walking, a decision point. When I see a snarky comment or a negative jab, part of me is tempted to engage. There's this little gremlin in my mind whispering, just one clap back, just one witty response. It feels like it would be so satisfying, right? But then I have to step back and ask myself, is it worth it? Sometimes it's like sitting on a washing machine, this rumbling tension inside building up, and I have to ask, can I respond without letting this get under my skin? Because here's the truth, letting that negativity fester inside you isn't good. But at the same time, neither is always engaging with it. Here's how I try to approach it. I have this motto, recycle the hate and turn it into something great. If someone throws negativity my way, I aim to flip it. Maybe I'll come up with a clever response, something funny or insightful. In those moments, it feels like I'm taking something ugly and making it better. It's like turning trash into treasure, and on a cosmic level, it feels good, like I've taken a small jab and turned it into something meaningful. But there's another side to it. Sometimes engaging with negativity gives that person power over you. Even if you deliver the perfect comeback, they've already managed to rent space in your mind. And that's not the energy I want to carry around. My goal is to live my life, not let random strangers or worse, anonymous keyboard warriors control my vibe. It's all about balance. Let's say you've had a rough day. You're stressed, dealing with errands, family drama, or work, and then you see a comment that hits you the wrong way. At that moment, it's not just the comment that's upsetting, it's everything else piling on top of it. Negativity feels heavier when and life has already worn you down. I think that's why it's important to ask yourself, am I reacting to this comment or am I reacting to my own stress? The trick is finding ways to flip that weight and make it lighter. For me, that means turning negativity into humor or releasing it in a productive way. Holding on to that weight all day is exhausting and it drains your energy. But I also think it's important to clarify something. Responding to negativity doesn't mean ignoring the positive. You might wonder, why respond to one negative comment when there are so many positive ones? And it's not that I don't appreciate the love, I absolutely do. Those positive messages mean the world to me. But sometimes, in a moment, I feel like being a bit of a rebel, a bit of a smartass, and honestly, that's okay. We all have moments where we want to push back a little. The key is to avoid stooping to someone else's level. It's easy to get petty, to go back and forth with someone who's clearly just looking for a reaction. But at the same time, there are days when setting someone straight feels like the right move. It can feel empowering, especially when you're already irritated or stressed. But if you find yourself constantly reacting, that's when it's time to step back and reflect. Ask yourself, am I fighting battles that don't need to be fought? The reality is, you can't respond to every bit of negativity in life. It'll wear you down. But when you do choose to respond, make sure it's on your terms. Respond because it helps you release tension, not because you're letting it sink into your heart. There's a difference between ranting to clear the air and ranting because you're genuinely upset. One is cathartic, the other just keeps the cycle going. So that's my take on responding to negativity. It's about knowing your boundaries, picking your battles, and flipping negativity into something that uplifts rather than drags you down. The things people say about you often say more about them than they do about you. But if you need to get something off your chest, don't feel bad about it. Clearing the air isn't being negative, it's being human. Anyways, thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Signing out. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye for now.